Yo guys, what's up? This is Sam. What to say? Today is one of those days, where I'm waking up and I'm sort of disillusioned. And this just sometimes happens to me, I don't know. And in this moment I tend to get really frustrated or to lash out. One of the two things actually. But I'm trying of course not to lash out because that's never a good thing. You know, lashing out at people or being erratic with people, etc. That's not a way to go and not a great way of dealing with adversity, I guess. Since 12 years, no, not since 12 years, since 2002, yeah, since 20 years, I am committing to the psytrance culture because I believe in it, because it made me stronger, it helped me, it healed me, it did a lot of good things to me. So I fully indulged in it, and as a young guy, and I put all my effort, all my energy, all my talent into that, and I got repaid greatly, I have to say. Not only monetarily, but also monetarily, but especially in experiences. I traveled all the world, 5 continents, to up to 30 countries until I was only 30 years old, and that is an achievement by itself, I believe. I'd like to travel in this time on your own accord, sort of, in a way not, because you're getting booked, but yeah, getting invited all over the world as a young 20-year-old is tremendous. It's an achievement, and it comes from diligent and disciplined work. I was working more than other people, obsessively, because that's my nature. My nature is obsession. Like, if I love something, then I obsess about it and I do it. So that's how I am. But not everything is rainbow and sunshine. Like, the biggest change in my career was not caused by me, I think. I'm the last person who is, not sufficiently self-reflected that I cannot see, man, you did some mistakes as well. And I certainly did. Mistakes of communication, also mistakes of behavior. Many things, because, I'm doing all those things for the first time in my life. This is the first life that I'm living. So it's all novel for me, and yeah. I'm truly giving my best without always succeeding. And every person has his weak point. My weak point definitely is on the social side. Like, I can be extremely social, but I can be also extremely socially inept. And I have a tendency to put people against me. And often they don't even know me. And this is quite disappointing, because I'm trying to not do that, to not put people against me so much anymore. That also comes from my upbringing. I literally never learned what it means to shut up. I cannot shut up. If somebody is pissing me off, I'm gonna say it. If I see something that is unfair or unjust, I will say it. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's like that, I guess. It's a blessing and a curse. Anyway, back to the point. I was greatly repaid already for my diligent work as a youngster. Like, work and talent, I would say, because I was so damn fast. From the moment on when I was using a DAW for the first time till the moment that I played for a couple of thousand people, was a very extremely short duration. I think shorter than in most cases, not in all cases maybe, but in many cases, and that was good. And it was hard, because I was also always, as I said, on this uphill battle, and that was tough, I can tell you. Like, living in Munich and having basically nobody on my side, or nobody supporting me while I started to make music from the scene. I experienced all this crap already, so like I'm asking myself, why do I have to experience it for a second time? But maybe after the hill there is coming, you know, another really good phase. So I keep on pushing, or I try to keep on pushing. But I remember that time when I was like, I did solid work. Like you would have to be a blind and deaf person to not see this guy has talent, at least, you know. In the early days when I just started to make music, I was known as a guy who was like drawing and doing poi, and this is how people knew me. And then when I started to make music, people literally from my closest friends and mentors and people that I really looked up to in the culture, in the scene, they said, don't do it, stop making music, you should draw, forget about music, you know. People literally told me, stop it, you're shit. Which is not a good thing, of course, to say to people. But yeah. People ask themselves, okay, why is he not playing on the parties where he is supposed to be playing? Where he should play, where it's like a logical conclusion, I should be on the lineup of certain parties. If not every edition, then at least, you know, a couple of those editions. But as I said, there's just like an incredibly toxic part of our culture, which literally, you know, the core thing is toxicity. And some of the organizers of the biggest festivals in Germany are the ringleaders of those toxic circles of young people that are not very talented and not very creative. So they have nothing better to do than to try to rip apart long-standing artists and respected artists. And this happened to, I think, pretty much everybody by now. Almost everybody. You know, like you can look at, let's say, the social media of good standing high-tech artist and you think, man, this guy, everybody loves him, thousands of likes and stuff like that. But in reality, most of us get bullied and harassed, at least to a certain degree. Almost all of us, not constantly or something like that, but it is a thing. It is a thing. Like a lot of the long-standing big names, those artists are getting attacked. So, you know, people that are in the scene 20 years or longer or more than a decade, not the young artists actually, because they are sort of like, I guess, a little bit more boring to attack than those long-standing artists which already achieved something, so you can dethrone somebody. Yeah, this is the thing with the Me Too thing, you know, like we all experienced it, and I could not believe it when I first saw that actually this is happening in our culture. I thought that is like the bullshit of those like weird ass fucking other world, you know, but it came into our world. And it was ridiculous, and it was a literal witch hunt. I mean, there were groups of people who really tried to take down artists, and maliciously so, without, you know, any facts, just female toxicity, which is a big thing. And like the word male toxicity was thrown around in the last half decade a bazillion Brazilian times. But the reality is that through the woke culture, actually what really came up and really developed much more and crystallized is female toxicity. Just look at Batwoman, for example, look at modern TV shows, but also look at interhuman behavior of modern girls and women towards men. It's quite frankly crazy, but that also happened in our culture. There was this one group of, I think, 5 girls or something like that, which I was not one of their targets, by the way. Maybe I become now because I'm talking about it, but they were literally trying to rip a couple of artists apart. I think among them were Kashik and Tchaikovsky, and they set up internet pamphlets and essays about how horrible those people are and that they would be woman abusers, etc. Which is bollocks. It's really crazy to do that. And we are not, you know, judge and jury of your bullshit. And it was very, very evident, and it came out in many cases that this was not true, and this happened a lot. And then there are Facebook groups there are Facebook groups which are at the core toxic, like German high-tech Facebook groups, high-tech CLAN, yeah, which is led by in this case, by the organizer of Hive Festival, for example, and it's a toxic fucking mess. I stopped using Facebook because of places in Facebook like that and people like that, that really, really further the toxicity. And most of the time, if you look at them, they are not talented. They're not in any way attractive, or, I'm not talking about like being beautiful or something like that. I'm talking about being an attractive person. In the sense that, like, sympathetic, cool person. In many cases, that's not the case. They were sneaking their way into power in this culture and trying to milk it while not really working that much. And they have basically an army of toxic minions that will do whatever they ask. And if they are not participating by themselves, then at least they let it slide. If you are, are the community leader of a community, and then you just ignore toxicity, that's also not okay. That's like, then you are doing not a good thing, in my opinion. Anyway, I just had to get this off my shoulder. I actually feel already quite a lot better. And I'm sorry to put this out, I'm really trying to stay positive. Maybe you can see it in the background, but I'm working every day. I'm getting my wrist problems again. I'm really doing my best. I'm trying my best in all regards. That means creatively, but also as a human. And I really, really mean that. I really, really, really tried to get rid of those behaviors that I'm not happy with, and further the good parts about myself even more. Okay guys, that's it. That's all what I had to say. If you feel like talking to me about it, you are free to put a comment down below. What do you think about it? Am I overreacting, or am I just like, grunting around and like being angry again for no reason, or stirring controversy because people think also that I'm doing videos like this when I am actually saying stuff to stir controversy and to stay relevant. I'm not. Definitely not. Anyway, I wish you a great day. And for the people that support me, huge thanks. Huge, huge, huge thanks. Even if I would stop tomorrow to produce high-tech trance or psychedelic trance and would stop to contribute to that culture, the biggest thanks would go out to all the fans and organizers that supported me over more than a decade of creation and traveling and experience and growth. So, it could all end immediately and it would be still kind of a successful project, and that's a good feeling at least. Okay, let's end this on a good note. Love you, and I see you guys. Bye.